Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markel.
Thank you very much, and I truly appreciate this opportunity to come before you today and speak into this black carbon steel microphone. Before we get into the normal show material, I want to take a moment to discuss a topic that is, well, I'm guessing that it's probably touched a lot of you out there in the audience. I'm guessing that many of you have been affected by the following issue. And not of your own volition, not because of anything that you did, but there you were on your phone, you're on your tablet, you're on your computer, minding your own business. Maybe you have a Facebook account, maybe you have a Twitter account, Instagram, what have you. And you found yourself to be a victim because you want to be friendly, you want to be open. You want to talk to people. You want to put yourself out there. And so you do that, and what happens? You become a victim of slut spam. Slut spam is affecting millions of people worldwide right now. And you're like, but Paul, how do I know? Well, so there you are. You have your Facebook account, and every week you look and you see friend requests, and you see a friend request and you open it up and it says that the following person is friends with 3 or 4 of your friends, and you think, well, if they're friends with my friends, I'll go ahead and accept them. And that's when it happens. You find that you are a victim of slut spam. And then sluts in Indonesia, Russia, sometimes Southern America, maybe in New Jersey or California, they start bombarding you with messages like, hey, baby, what you doing? And then they use these weird internet abbreviations that apparently only 14-year-olds understand the meaning of. You have to go and find a 14-year-old and like HBU and DAFUQ and WTF, and I know what that one is, but and then they substitute numbers for letters. And how many of you out there? It's okay. I know you feel shamed. You feel ashamed. You're like, all I did was I accepted a friend request, or someone commented on my Twitter post, or I had a comment on one of my Instagram posts, and I thought, oh, well, someone commented on my photo. I'll click on that person, and then what happens? You realize that you've become a victim of slut spam. I want you guys to know something. We're here for you. If you need to talk, if you need to reach out to someone, you're not alone. You're not alone. And I guess that is the most important thing that I can tell you today.
Victims of slut spam, please call 682-207-7684 and leave your Warrior of the Week question.
Oh, you're wrong. All right, moving on. Moving on. Some things just have to be addressed. And I know
say some things have to be undressed.
No, addressed.
Oh, I'm still victimized.
Some topics need to be addressed, and it's not going to get better by pretending that it doesn't happen. Ignoring the problem is not going to fix it. Only by opening a dialogue. Maybe we could get some advocates involved, and we could have a dialogue. If we could get some advocates and we could have a dialogue, then maybe even an ombudsman or two, we could throw them all in the mix, and we could do something positive. And that's what I want to do here on Student of the Gun Radio. I want to do positive things.
If we had, like, somebody that made memes. That would be great.
I don't know. I don't think we know anyone that does that, but we do know people that make guns. We know the sweetest smelling arms maker in the USA, Century Arms.
We actually had a question of where that even came from. Why did you start calling this? Did it come from our frog lube on the Century Arms gun?
It came from the deepest recesses of my dark and twisted mind. So there you go. Duracoat, because life is too short to have an ugly gun. And I was carrying my not ugly gun. Although you might think it ugly, maybe its beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't know. Brownells, brownells.com. Check them out. If you're not on the Brownells mailing list, you really should be, because they do specials and promos each and every week. And whatever they're special promoing usually sells out within 48 hours. So you make sure that you're on the list. And, we had kind of a relaxing weekend. I hope you enjoyed Monday's show. And thank you to everybody who commented on Monday's show. Thank you to everybody who jumped in. Jared did a lot of work to create these specials for you guys. Well, we did two things over the weekend that kind of overwhelmed us. They didn't really overwhelm us, but Zach's got that look on his face now like, thanks, guys. Now he has a stack, a very, very large stack of orders that he needs to get out this week. But we released the Student Pocket Lifesaver on Thursday. And then for the Easter weekend, Friday through Sunday, Jared ran a special on the Faith and the Patriot book. And lots of you took advantage of that. Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, so many of you took advantage of that you actually sold us out, and we have to do another printing of the book. So, good. And thank you also. I want to, before we get into anything else in Alex's new listener audio, I want to do this. I want to thank each and every one of you that took the time to either go to the Student of the Gun gear store and leave a review, or to go to Amazon. Jared, did you notice how many people put pictures of their Honey Badger books on Amazon?
No, I didn't look.
Several. If you go to a product, it says customer. There's an option on Amazon when you review a product to leave a photo. And hardly anyone ever does it. And it's very rare. But our Honey Badger book people are doing it.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think somebody left a picture of their copy of The Faith and the Patriot, too. So thank you very much to all of you who went to Amazon and posted your pictures. You know what they did, Jared? Most of them did when we did the Christmas bonus, the Christmas special for the Honey Badger book.
I don't even remember what that was.
Oh, well, the first 100 people got.
Oh, that's right.
Signed by the entire clan, the whole Honey Badger team. And then we did the cards that said Merry Christmas. And I sat down, and I still have a little bit of carpal tunnel going on from personally signing all those Christmas cards. All right. Carrying on.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a free training video series called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. We want you to have access to this life-saving information. Get instant access now at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of those questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
And absolutely, that is what you want to do. You've got to, at very least, whether it's your phone, tablet, whatever, go to studentofthegun.com, and that is your access point. That is the hub, the central hub that can take you everywhere. You say, oh, you have a TV show? Yeah, and we do. How do I find that? Go to studentofthegun.com, and it'll tell you where to go. The books, the articles, the gear, the everything. You want to know. And the fact is, if you missed out on the special, and I know some of you right now, you're kicking yourself because you don't check email all weekend long. You're like, I just check email when I'm at work, and I didn't check my email, and I missed out on that. Well, I don't really know what to tell you, but sorry. But make sure that you are on the list, right?
Yeah, go to studentofthegun.com, click on that orange button, and once you do that, you'll get the stuff. You'll get everything.
You'll get the stuff. Jared, what episode are we on now? Season 6, Episode 5?
Yeah, Episode 5 just went up last week.
Season 6, Episode 5 is now available on Roku and on Amazon Fire TV. And the ball is in Apple's court right now. Apple TV, you kick the ball back over to them.
Yeah, I gave them the control, and I'm waiting on them to get back to me. So I don't really know what the next step is. I'm waiting on instructions.
Did you notice the new sign?
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Did you?
Yeah, did you see the picture that they... Did I give you the picture they sent me?
No.
This is a completely different topic that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, him and I, in our minds, we're doing a Vulcan mind meld. We're talking about we have a new sign we are in the silencershop.com studios.
I'm going to open up my Periscope right now, and I'm going to Periscope it.
We have a new sign. No, what photo did they send that I did not see?
It was with that sign, but it had like a bunch of silencers around it. It was cool.
Oh, well, very cool. No, I did not see that. No, as many of you know, as many of you hip, cool listeners know, the signature sponsor of Student of the Gun Radio is silencershop.com. And they sent us a brand new cool sign, and it's sitting on my desk in front of my computer monitor type configuration, and I am currently sitting inside of the glass case of emotion. So Jared is he's gonna Periscope that for you guys, and the Periscope people won't be able to hear what I'm saying, but they'll know that this is live.
No, they can't hear what you're saying.
They can't hear anything of what I'm saying.
Congratulations, Lauren was the first one on.
Woohoo!
So we've got right here on the Periscope camera, it says, I'm kind of a big deal, and right next to that is the silencer.
Oh, this one says I'm kind of a big deal? Oh, okay, that's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about our friends at SWAT Fuel, SWATfuelstore.com. And when you go to SWATfuelstore.com, make sure that you use the promo code SOTG 2015 because you're going to save yourself some money. And yes, I was SWAT fueling on Easter. I came into the gym, I took my SWAT fuel, and I worked out for 2 hours because I needed to burn off some of those Cadbury eggs. And my friend Mark told me that, he said, you don't need to eat the entire bag all at one sitting. I was like, oh,
you don't?
I thought each bag of Cadbury eggs was one serving. That was my mistake, so I SWAT fueled up, and I came into the gym and worked out. Frog Lube, it just works. Frog Lube Extreme! And then, of course, we have Crossbreed Holsters, the makers of the Super Tuck Deluxe, also known as... what? Also known as the Bruce Jenner Commemorative. All right, how many of you are sick to death of the Brussels story? You're like, I'm not really sick of it, Paul. I feel bad for those people. And you know what I've noticed, Jared? I haven't noticed what I've noticed a lack of are Facebook people changing their pictures to the Belgian flag.
Good.
Maybe they got a clue and figured out that changing your Facebook photo to the French flag overlay. I said frag, not the other word. The
no
French,
pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. That changing your Facebook photo to a decorative overlay doesn't stop terrorism. Oh, it's not supposed to stop terrorism, Paul. It's supposed to show my support for the victims. It doesn't show your support either. You know how you can show your support for the victims of terrorists? Kill terrorists! Or support the destruction of them. But we're going to get into that in just a second after DJ Jazzy Jared. He loves this. He loves to be a mix master. Do you not?
I do. I love
You're a mix master.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Das geht an die Oma des letzten Propheten Mohammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ich bin Allah so dankbar, ein Muslim sein zu dürfen. Das geht an die Oma, wir sind die Oma. Check das aus. Bismillah. Islam ist die Wahrheit.
You know you love that. And if you don't, you're probably a communist and you should go away. All right, the first story, this is an update. And this was updated on March 28th, 2016 at 10:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the source is NBCnews.com. 2 more Americans confirmed dead in Brussels attacks. State Department. 2 more Americans were confirmed dead in last week's attacks in Brussels on Sunday. That means on Sunday they were confirmed dead. The attacks didn't happen on Sunday. The State Department told NBC News. The latest victims bring the confirmed U.S. death total to 4. They were not immediately identified. A State Department official told NBC News that we express our deepest condolences to their loved ones. Aww! Does that make you feel better? Hey, world. Hey, America. Hey, English-speaking world. Does it make you feel better knowing that the U.S. Department of State expresses its deepest condolences to the loved ones of those who were slaughtered in yet another Muslim missionary outreach program? Does it make you feel better? Oh, you're being mean, Paul. You're being vindictive. Yeah, I'm being mean and vindictive. Do you feel like we're caught in like this, in like psycho world? Like how many of you guys are old enough to remember vinyl LPs? I know some of you young crumb crunchers like Jared never actually had vinyl LPs, but for those young ones in the audience, we had these black vinyl long playing records, and you put them on your turntable, and every once in a while you'd be listening to your music, you're rocking out, and you're on the other side of the room, and the needle gets stuck, and it goes da-da-dum, 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 and it's stuck. And we used to have, it's like, this guy, how many of you, Jared, have you ever heard the term, you sound like a broken record?
Yes.
Okay, you know what that came from?
A broken record.
No, what is it? Duh, really a broken record? No. Now, obviously, if a record is like cracked, broken, snapped in half, you can't hear it.
Yeah.
What sounds like a broken record means that your needle is stuck, and I just keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again. I know you young hipsters are like, what? This is news to me. Does it seem like the governments of the United States and pretty much all of Europe and everywhere else in the world are broken records, that they just wait for a Muslim missionary outreach, and then after it happens, they have a speech pre-written, and they say the same thing over and over and over again. $100 says that if you went back to the Paris attacks, well, the first one and then the second one, that there would be State Department officials and that they would have, quote, expressed their deepest condolences. How is that stopping the bad, evil people from killing us, expressing your condolences? We've got, I wanted to have Jared play the audio from this story because this kind of sets up what we're going to talk about next. Jared, could you please play the audio from the NBC story? It's about 2 minutes, so perk up your ears, and it's from the, I guess, NBC's Today Show. Is that what they call it?
We have more now on those 4 Americans confirmed among the dead this morning. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is also in Brussels and is covering that part of the story. Gabe, good morning.
Savannah, good morning. Another somber day here in Brussels. Later today, an interfaith memorial service is scheduled to remember the lives lost. This morning, the tributes are piling up for Justin and Stephanie Schultz. President Obama calling their family, saying the couple epitomized all that was good about America. They met at Vanderbilt University, became accountants, got married, moved abroad 2 years ago. On Tuesday, they were dropping Stephanie's mom off at the Brussels airport when the world shook. Also killed at the check-in terminal, Dutch siblings Sasha and Alex Pinchowski headed to New York. They'd hoped to become American citizens. Alex set to be married.
Monday, I went to sleep hoping I would go pick up my aunt in the airport.
Alita Way was heading to Rhode Island for a relative's funeral. Instead, she texted family members this photo at the airport shortly before she died. But while families grieve, others are thankful.
I'm just glad he's alive.
This morning, Richard Norby is out of his medically induced coma. In a Facebook post, his family describing how they burst into sobs of joy. He was with a group of Mormon missionaries from Utah.
How are you doing? I'm doing awesome. I'm feeling good.
20-year-old Joe Empey also improving today. His parents hoping to bring him back home later this week.
Now, as it starts to sink in every once in a while, and you'll sit and think about it and think just how tragic it could have been and how tragic it was for so many people. We're really lucky. Really, really lucky.
In
All right.
addition to Justin and Stephanie Schultz, overnight the State Department confirmed that two more Americans
whose identities have not been released at Showtime. But fear not, because Comrade Barry says that these two young people epitomized what it is to be an American. What? What kind of nonsense is that? You're telling me that Comrade Barry, knew these people, knew their backstory, knew anything about them? It's pointless nonsense. But here we are. We have the confirmed death toll now is up to 35. So at least 35 dead and scores injured. I don't know how many are confirmed injured, lots. So we had 3 separate attacks by Muslim missionaries. It's confirmed. And in an accompanying story, check this out. Brussels attack suspect Faisal Shafir freed due to lack of evidence. Belgium on Monday released the sole suspect prosecutors had arrested directly in relation to the terror attacks. The stunning revelation comes as Brussels prepared to honor victims of the bombing with an interfaith memorial. What does that mean? Interfaith memorial? Are there a bunch of Shinto priests and Buddhists and Taoists, Confucians? Is that what they're talking about? Or are they talking about inviting reps from the death cult to hold hands and wow. So I can only assume that by interfaith they mean that they're going to invite death cult reps to hang with them, because that's what you do, right? I mean, that'd be like inviting the imperialist Japanese to the Pearl Harbor Memorial to Pearl Harbor to pray over the victims. Maybe we can invite some Nazi SS guards to Temple to pray over the victims of the Holocaust. Could we do that, Jared? Do you think that'd be a super gee whiz cool idea?
Sounds like a plan.
That would promote healing. If we could get some Gestapo SS guys and we could bring them into Temple and have them, pray for the victims of the Holocaust, that would promote healing and understanding in the community. And that's what we want to do. We want to promote healing and understanding. Okay. I got you. I see how you... Brussels, Belgium, they're doing a fantastic job. I mean, all of Europe is just doing just a bang-up gee-whiz job protecting their peasants. Citizens. Now, let's go ahead on to the next story. Thank you to one of our Liberty Mastermind participants. Now, if you guys don't know what the Liberty Mastermind group is, it is the private Facebook group that our grad program people use. If you're a member of the grad program, then you get an invitation, and it's an open forum, essentially, to all grad program members. And we share information and stories and a few laughs and giggles and some tears and joy and so forth. But anyway, this story is about a little jihadist after the Brussels attack. Okay. Before Brussels attack, ISIS veteran and unrepentant Islamist Michael Delfortrier sat down with Fusion's investigative team in his Belgian home to explain his views on Islam and jihad. Well, let's see what little Johnny Jihad, let's see what he has to say.
If you spit in the air, there's going to be a moment the spit is going to fall in your own face. The attacks, it's a reaction. Every war has its casualties. So we Muslims, we believe in the life afterwards, and we believe that this life has only the value of proving ourselves against our creators. It was one of the articles before the trial.
How many people do you know from your group of friends who've left for Syria, who went to join ISIS?
60.
60?
Yeah.
What happened to those 60 people?
A lot of them went to paradise.
this douche nozzle?
My dream is still to live underneath the Islamic caliphate, underneath Islamic law. That's my dream.
Do you think that's ever going to happen here?
In Europe?
Yes.
There will be a day. It's a goal, and it's an Islamic goal. And
You think sooner or later they'll make it to Europe?
I think they're already in Europe. Because ISIS is not a group, it's an ideology.
Is this turd done?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we have little Johnny Jihad from Belgium. This is how Belgium deals with their terrorists. This is how Europe deals with terrorists. So you got this this piece of human filth, this piece of excrement here, who travels deliberately to Syria to join with ISIS. Comes back. He was convicted in the largest terror trial in Belgian history. The largest terror trial in Belgian history, and he got 3 years probation. Woo! 3 whole years of probation? What? And she asked him, "What do you think there's going to be a caliphate in Europe?" Blah 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 blah. And oh yeah, we're already here. Why? Why are they already in Europe? Well, we've already talked about this, but I'll go ahead and review. Because you in Europe, if you're listening to me in Europe and you speak the English language, congratulations for speaking the English language. And I'm sorry for you because you are a disarmed tax slave. You are a peasant. You got all fat and happy and comfortable after my grandfather and my grandfather's friends came to Europe and kicked the crap out of the fascists. They kicked the crap out of the Italian fascists and the German fascists. And, of course, my actual grandfather, my maternal grandfather, he wasn't in Europe. He was on the other side of the planet. He was kicking the crap out of the imperialist Japanese. And we did that. And then what did we do? Well, then we came in with millions upon billions of dollars and rebuilt Europe. Yes, we did. We 100% rebuilt the entire continent that was war-torn. And what did you do? And of course we had the Cold War then, and Russia took, part of Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, East Germany, East Berlin, all that. We know that. Of course, you've all forgotten that because you're a bunch of weak, dope-smoking, idiot socialists. You allowed a bunch of socialists. Okay, communism is bad, but socialism is good. Socialism is just communism in a new dress and lipstick. It destroys the soul of a populace. It destroys the soul of the individual, and it makes you weak and dependent upon your government. But guess what? The government doesn't care that you are weak and dependent. All they care about is having control and authority over your life. And hey, Jared, how's all that socialized medicine, healthcare? How's that working for them? Well, here's the good news. In Europe, they have socialized medicine and they have free health care. All you have to do is pay 60 to 70% of your total income in taxes, and you get to go to the doctor for free. Oh, are they using all that socialist medicine now to patch up the victims of the death cult attack? One of the many recent death cult attacks. France is gone. They're gone. Write them off. They're flailing around like toddlers now, like throwing a tantrum. Oh, we're really gonna stop these death cultists. They're attacked not once but twice by Muslim missionaries. And what do? The very next week they come out and they're like, well, just because all these death cultists and Muslim missionaries, just because they want to destroy our way of life and institute Sharia law, institute a caliphate where everyone is subjugated under their rule. Well, just because of that doesn't mean we're not going to still let 30,000 Syrian refugees into our country. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to let the sympathizers and the supporters of your enemy, You wouldn't want to let thousands and thousands of support staff, let's just call them what they are. Moderate Muslims are terrorist support staff. They're admin. They're motor T. They're cooks. They might not be fighters. They might not be carrying guns. But you know what? The army is not composed primarily of the infantry. As a matter of fact, in the United States Army, only a very small percentage of people actually are involved in combat arms. Armor, artillery, infantry. For every one soldier that's carrying a rifle, there might be 4, 5, 6 support staff people that provide him with medical and food and housing and admin and all that stuff. Moderate Muslims are nothing more than support staff for Johnny Jihad. So, how does Belgium, how do they keep their peasants safe? We have the trial, the largest terror trial in the history of Belgium. And we've got this guy who we know deliberately went to Syria and Iraq and fought with the enemy. Comes back. We put him on 3 years probation. Are you high? Are you insane? Well, they are. They actually are clinically insane. You want to know why we're losing the war against the 7th century death cult known as Islam? Because when we confront the enemy, we find our enemy, they're right there in front of us, and rather than destroy your enemy, because that's what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to destroy your enemy so that they can't kill your wife and children and, family members. No, what do we want to do? We want to interview it. The evil is right in your face. There is evil. And instead of destroying that evil, you want to interview the evil. You want to talk to the evil.
Well, don't you know that if you can talk to them,
oh,
and get
that's
them to
right.
change their mind.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're talking about people that are willing to chop off another human's head and hold it up as a trophy. And your solution is to have an interfaith ceremony and talk with them. That is why I don't think, quite frankly, Jared, I'm obviously not down with the jihadis. I'm not down with the Hajj and the goat rapists. But Europeans don't deserve to be saved. I'm going to go there. I said it. You are so weak. God, you're so weak. Makes me want to vomit. I can't stand it. And they're trying to export that crap here. They're trying to promote that same crap in my country. Well, we need to have a dialogue and figure out just why it is. That's like asking the rabid dog why it wants to bite you. Hey, Poochie. Hey, Poochie, why are you biting my leg? Why are you tearing the flesh off of my leg? That's not nice. Let's talk. You're talking about monsters that will rape and kill children. This piece of filth says, in every war there are casualties. Yeah, we understand that. In a sane world, the sane world that we used to live in, see, casualties are the armed forces of nation states. Uniformed armed forces of nation states. And they would go on the battlefield and compete with each other. And that was considered, lawful. That's part of the rules of war. But you don't kill unarmed civilians and moms and dads and kids and stuff and grandmas and grandpas. And you don't do that. See, what the difference, you're like, well, what's the difference between the U.S. Army killing The difference is we don't go to other countries and indiscriminately cut off people's heads. We don't rape women and children. We don't sell them into slavery. That's the difference, you scumbag piece of human filth. I am so done with Muslim apologists. I am done. D-U-N-N, done. I am done with Muslim apologists. I am done with the weakness. Folks, you should be too. Now, here's the good news. You want to know what the good news is? The good news is that if you're listening to this in the United States of America and you currently happen to reside in one of the few remaining free states in free America, you don't have to be a helpless peasant like the citizens of France and Belgium and the Netherlands and Germany and England and et al. Quiet Time, brought to you by silencershop.com. You, if you live in the United States of America, and you currently reside in free America, that which is not Massachusetts, New Jersey, or California, if you live in free America, you don't have to be a helpless victim. You still, in the year 2016, have the ability and the authority, actually, to preserve your own communities, your states, your cities, your families. You have that. Now, there's a book out called Patriot Fireteam, Preserving the Republic 4 Men at a Time. And in that book, there's chapter 9, and it's called Defeating Terrorism in the 21st Century. And it is essentially an outline to defeating this death cult threat, but it's not going to be easy. And I compare that to how we defeated communist terrorism from the 60s and 70s and even the 80s. I fought during the Cold War. I was at the very end of the Cold War. We were fighting against the communists, the Russians, the Soviets. And the Soviets had lots of little minions and puppets all over the world that want to do, some of them lived in Cuba, and now our government is sucking up to them. But my point is this. Defeating Terrorism in the 21st Century, it's the last chapter of the Patriot Fireteam book. And here's what I want to do. This is so important. I believe that it is so important that you have this information that here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you that chapter for free. Yep. All you have to do is go to patriotfireteam.com, and Jared was going to put free chapter on the button, but the words free chapter.
There is no button. Just go to patriotfireteam.com. It's the homepage.
Oh, it is?
That's why I put in the notes. Go to patriotfireteam.com, and that's where you need to go.
Well, I'm focusing on creating over here. Sometimes you have to help me. So here's
that's what I'm here for.
Are you here for that? All right, so just go to Patriot. Jared is here to make your life easier.
I did that because I know that if you have to...
And mine as well.
Go to patriotfireteam.com and then click a button. About half of you are going to do that. So
the other half will get confused by a squirrel.
Yeah. Like, oh, look at this article.
Squirrel.
So just go to patriotfireteam.com and you can follow the directions from there. There's a button on there that says click this for the free chapter. And we want as many people to have this information as live in the world. So share this with one person.
You were able to do that in the last 10 minutes?
I'm magical.
Did you do it with your phone?
No.
Oh, you did it with your computer? Well,
yeah.
You're that kid. Digital mastermind.
I've figured out a system to make editing websites very easy.
Ah, very good. Very good. All right, so that is your quiet time recommendation today. Look, you still have the power. You still have the ability to make it. If you're listening to me in the United States, if you're listening to me in Europe, I don't know. I hope you have a really deep hole that you can hide in. But here in the USA, we can do it. It can be done. We can defeat terrorism in the 21st century. Just going to take some effort. All right, now tomorrow we're going to talk about, we're going to do a little history lesson tomorrow. In addition to having our Move It, our SWAT Fuel fitness talk, we're going to talk about Easter at gunpoint. And a lot of you young hipsters probably don't remember Easter at gunpoint, but that's okay, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you out. Until next time, remember, you're a beginner once, but you should indeed be a student for life.